Hello friends, I'm here to share some exciting updates about my new book, which is called Daily Scripture Guidebook, and it comes out in just 5 months on November 25th, 2025. I'm going to give you a handful of updates in this video, tell you about some exciting plans we have for the release, the website, as well as going through the Bible together as a community after the book comes out. But the headline here, the main thing I need to do in this video is ask you to do something. Please pre-order my book. I've got links in the video description to Amazon, Christian Book, Barnes & Noble. I'll let you go down there and check it out and order where you want to order it from, but it really does help when you pre-order the book. The more people pre-order the book now, all of these sellers of books have their own algorithms, and when you pre-order it now, it tells them we should be promoting this to other people. So we really want to get the word out about this book. So if you can pre-order it, if you can tell your friends about it, say, hey, I'm going to read through the Bible with Tim Wildsmith next year, and I want you to do it with me. If you can order a few extra copies for your friends, I'm not above begging you here, and I'm really begging you to help me get this book launched out. And even though right now the 5-month mark, we're kind of hitting the ground running with this, we're going to be ramping up this fall. So it would mean a lot to me if you'd click some of those links. If you'd go to dailyscriptureguidebook.com, which is the website for the book, you can learn more about it there. You can find those links there as well. Share that with your friends. So that's the big main ask here, is for you to pre-order my book. So check the video description, go to the website, all of those links will be there. Now for the fun stuff. So I literally just finished editing the book, like final edits. So I turned in my manuscript, my draft, which was really like my third draft because I had been working on it for almost a year. I turned that in November last year, November 2024. So a year before the book comes out. I sent that to my editor, Dale. He went through it. About a month later, he sent it back to me. And then we kind of went back and forth a couple times to really kind of dial in. And that's really kind of a macro edit, really making sure that everything is flowing well, that I'm saying what I want to say. So after we did that, we then went and we sent it to Kim. Kim is the copy editor. She dives in and does all the commas and the punctuation and the capitalization. And then another round of, is this really what you meant to say there? So it's been a lot of work. Writing a book is not just writing it, but then the whole process of editing it. So literally, Kim and I nailed everything down, and then they laid out the book. So they sent me the entire book, like a PDF of the entire book, so I could walk through chapter by chapter, page by page, make sure everything was done right, that the layouts were right, the little call outs, the boxes here and there, and the check. I've told you about the check marks. By the way, many of you missed the video where Becca and I announced this book earlier this year, so I'm kind of repeating some of that information, but there's going to be check marks in every chapter so you can go through. And I guess I should stop right here and say, what is the book? Daily Scripture Guidebook is just that. It's a guidebook to read the entire Bible every day, day by day, for an entire year. I took this really unique reading plan from the Daily Scripture Bibles from Zondervan, where every day you read a little bit of Old Testament, a little bit of New Testament, and a little bit of either Psalms or Proverbs every single day. I love that. It keeps things fresh. So you're not like, hey, I got to read straight through Leviticus now for the next 3 weeks. You get to break it up a little bit. You get to spend time in the New Testament and Psalms and Proverbs every single day. So I really love that. And then I divided the reading plan into 52 chapters. So instead of just 365 days, there's 52 chapters. The beginning of each chapter has your 7 lists of readings for the week. But then it says Old Testament, and I wrote a blurb, a devotional about what you're going to be reading that week for the Old Testament. I wrote something for the New Testament. I wrote something for Psalms and Proverbs every single week. So the idea here is on the first day of the week that you open it up and you read this chapter. It'll take you 10 to 15 minutes to read what I wrote, and that will kind of get you set up for the week. And then the rest of the week, you just read the Bible every day. You're ready to go. And then hopefully you'll be able to kind of reflect on that as you go. We've left space in the book for you to jot down some thoughts and reflections every day of the journey. And so it's really me taking all of my work for the past 10, 15, 20 years as a pastor and a professor and putting that all together to help people navigate their way through the Bible. Some of it is very much informational, like the historical and literary context of what you're reading to help you kind of land yourself, to ground yourself in what you're reading. Some of it is more devotional in nature. How do you apply what you're reading this week to your life. So I had an absolute blast writing this book. It was honestly life-changing for me to even go through the process of writing it. And I was really anxious to get it out there and to share it with other people. Obviously, Becca read it, my wife, my mom read it, a couple of people, my editors read it, and they were all telling me good things. But just recently, we sent the book out to a bunch of folks and asked them if they would consider writing endorsements. And I want to share a couple of the responses that we got. So here's one from Dr. Michael Easley. He's a pastor and the former president of Moody Bible Institute. I was on his podcast earlier this year. We had a great conversation about my last book, Bible Translations for Everyone. But this is what Dr. Easley said about Daily Scripture Guidebook. This is more than a check-the-box reading program. This is a guide and a plan for you to learn about the author of life. From one Bible nerd to another, I simply love what Tim is doing. Isn't that cool? How about this? From Rachel Myers. Rachel is the co-founder of She Reads Truth and the general editor of the She Reads Truth Bible. She says this: Tim's guidebook makes reading through the entire Bible feel not just doable, but deeply meaningful. A wonderful tool for anyone ready to grow in their faith. That's really awesome. Thank you, Rachel. And I'll give you one more from my friend Sean Palmer. He's an author, a preaching coach, and he's the teaching pastor at a church called Ecclesia in Houston. Sean says this: as a pastor, I'm often asked how to engage the Bible in a meaningful, consistent way. Tim Wildsmith's Daily Scripture Guidebook is exactly the resource people are looking for. It's accessible, thoughtfully curated, and invites reflection without overwhelming the reader. Whether someone is just beginning their journey with Scripture or looking to deepen their practice, Wildsmith has created something truly valuable. That's incredible. So it's been really cool to hear from people that I know and respect who say, I love this resource. I'm excited for you. Congratulations. Those are just a few of the people who have endorsed the book, and we'll be sharing more of those endorsements in the weeks and months ahead. And we're also going to be doing some fun stuff to get ready for the book release. Last year we had a special website. This year we have one as well. As I said earlier, it's dailyscriptureguidebook.com. Right now, that's really just some links to where you can pre-order. You can learn more about the book, read a little blurb about it, but that page will be updated as the months go on. And I want to hear from you. Last year we did the book plates, where I signed the book plates so you could pre-order, and then we shipped them out to you so you could stick that in your book. Are you interested in me doing that again? Do you want to do book plates again for this book? Leave a comment and let me know. We did a really fun pre-order bonus pack. We did a Schuyler Bible giveaway. We had some other freebies. If you want us to do that, leave a comment and let me know. We created some fun merch for the last book. I've thought about doing that for this one. So again, send me your ideas in the comments. I would love to hear from you. But yeah, the idea is to get this book released. And here's the deal. Daily Scripture Guidebook doesn't have a date. You don't have to start on a specific date, but because it comes out in November, I'm going to wait until January 1st, and then I'm going to invite you to go through this book together with me as a community. We're going to start day one on January 1, and throughout 2026, we're going to read the Bible together. And I'm launching a 2-part podcast to go with that. Part 1, every single day, you're going to be able to go to your favorite podcast feed, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever it is, and you're going to be able to download a daily episode of me reading the passages of Scripture for that day. So if you don't have time to sit down and read in the morning and you're on your way to work, you can hit the podcast, and it's going to be me reading you the Bible, a little bit of Old Testament, a little bit of New Testament, a little bit of Psalms and Proverbs every single day for 365 days. Obviously, like I said earlier, on the first day of the week, I want you to read the chapter in the book so you can get ready. And then we're going to do a bonus weekly podcast that's going to be a video podcast every single week on the last day of the week, in which Becca and I are going to together reflect back on that week's experience of reading the Bible and the daily readings that we went through. So she and I are going to hang out for probably 30 minutes and talk about our experience of reading the Bible that week so that you can listen to us reflect back on what we're talking about. So yeah, day 1, read the chapter in Daily Scripture Guidebook. Throughout the week, listen to the audio podcasts of me reading the Bible. And at the end of the week, watch the final episode, or listen to it. You can listen to it on the podcast as well, of me and Becca discussing that. And we're going to do that for an entire year. Yes, pray for me. I have a lot of work to do this fall to gear up for the podcast. But like I said, we're not just releasing a book. we're creating an opportunity for all of us to go through the Bible together. I truly believe that this could be a life-changing experience for all of us to not only journey through the Bible, but to journey through the Bible together as a community. I keep saying this to you on these videos on my YouTube channel that I love the community that we've created, and I mean that. And so when the idea popped up to do something together with this book, I was like, yes, I'm going to do whatever I can to make that happen. So a lot of work to be done between now and the end of the year or the beginning of 2026, but we're going to get this book out there. We're excited about it, and I'm so excited to go through it with you next year. So I would love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, share your comments in the comments of this video. Please, please, please pre-order a copy of my book through one of those links, or visit dailyscriptureguidebook.com to learn more and find all of those links. Y'all, I appreciate you so much. If you're excited about this, leave me a comment. Let me know about that. I can't wait to get this out there. And again, over the next few months, we're going to do some fun things to get ready for the release. So thanks to everyone at Zondervan Reflective. They are incredible. They've been so much fun to work with, and I appreciate them helping me bring this book to life. And thank you for hanging out with me today and watching this fun update video. I'll see you next time.